Good morning, everybody. Orin J here with another War of the Visions video, and it's time to do our Should You Pull video for more, where we look at stats, skills, and we do a pretty cool should you pull checklist at the end. First time I'm doing that, so I'm kind of excited to try out a little new video feature here. Let's get to all of it right now. Okay, so first up, I wanted to look at more stats, and I think maybe the coolest way to look at more stats is comparing her to the only S-rank mage I think we have in the game right now, and that's Black Rose Helena. So this is both of those units at level 120, and let's compare and contrast just a bit. Starting with HP. Okay, more 3,126, Black Rose Helena 3,484. Black Rose Helena is rocking a little bit more HP than More, and in combination with Black Rose Helena's TMR, she's a heck of a bruiser, right? We've experienced this. She's an insanely high damage mage super bruiser that has been wrecking the meta. Well, not wrecking the meta. She has been defining the meta for a month now. She's great. More is a counterbalance to her. I believe the reason More is getting released this early is as a check on Black Rose Helena. Combine More's release this week with the influx of new EX units we got last week, even though a lot of them were limited, and you're going to start seeing variety in Guild Wars and Arena again, right? King Mont, Black Rose Helena, Yuna just got checked hard by our girl More here. In fact, she checks off against every one of those three units I just listed. Let's keep digging. So magic obviously going to be a big stat on both of these units. More 532, Black Rose Helena 519. Nice. More actually has more LOL. That I'm not going to use that joke every freaking time. But anyway, More has more magic than Black Rose Helena does. And remember, Black Rose Helena is a cost 100 unit. She's double cost. Other important stats, agility, they both have 63. So when you're thinking about agility tuning here, if you're putting More up against Helena, it won't be hard to make her either faster or slower than her. Just say, hey, if I want More to be faster than the opponent Helena, I'm going to crank her agility up as much as I can. But it's also pretty safe to assume that Black Rose Helena might be running her own vision card and is going to be pretty fast in conjunction with her TMR. So you can kind of plan around that a little bit. That's for a different video. Let's keep comparing. Let's get down to the bottom and look at Resist and Spirit. So both units are bringing a little bit of Spirit into the fight. That's nice. More can actually stack Spirit, and we'll see that in her skills here in a minute. A nice thing about More is she's bringing 20 fire resist. Because she's a regular elemental unit and not light or dark, she gets to bring her strong element resist in. That's fire. Now, she's also bringing a weakness to lightning, which will be a big boost, I think, to the lightning players in the game. Lightning, not in the greatest spot right now, right? But Frederica EX does exist. Eventually, Charlotte's coming out, and at this point, who knows what that schedule looks like. Charlotte could be out in 2 weeks for all we know. So Lightning's going to get a moment in the sun to kind of come out here and check More. Frederica is going to get some more play as More works her way into the meta. Oh my god, her name and making a video are freaking annoying. Anyway, More though, noticeably not strong against very many physical attack types, right? She's got the -5 to pierce, the +5 to missile. Those are sort of meh, not a lot going on there, so she's not very good against many physical attackers, but magic resist 20 is really nice. Now, Black Rose Helena also bringing the magic resist 20, and then part of the strength of Black Rose Helena's double cost is that she's also pretty good against slashing and not very good against other physical types. So there you go, there you see it. Now, More also resistant to silence, resistant to confuse, and resistant to disable. Nice. She's resistant to disable. You're going to see, once we get through her skills, how she is like a check on King Mont too. Fire resist, check. Disable resist, check. And she has berserk resist built into her skills. Let's go to skills next. Okay, so let's start in support, and I think she has very interesting support skills to choose from. I want to highlight this one in the middle right here. It gets upgraded with her EX. It is a Spirit +12 Fire Resist +12 buff. If you're running her against King Mont and Helena, you're going to want this. And it upgrades to give her 12% more HP. This helps cover that HP difference between her and Black Rose Helena. This is a great support ability. It's from her Kodadama Wheeler job. For the second support ability, you have choices to make. Do you want more to do more damage? You have magic plus 30%. Do you want to stack spirit? You have 15 more spirit right here. Do you want to stack magic resist? You have 15 magic resist right here. So options, right? You can see how she can stack MR, she can stack spirit, or she can be more damage. Her support skills are fantastic for really fine-tuning what exactly you want her to do. Her counter job stuff. Now, she has two really good ones, I think. It's these top two. I like this Kodadama wielder one that's a 20% chance to reduce all damage by 30%. This is just generically really good. If you don't want to think about it at all, throw this one on there. She's got a 20% chance to take 30% less damage all the time. If you're specifically running her as an anti-mage, which is her strongest thing, she has magic reflex. 20% chance, no damage from magic. You guys have seen, y'all have experienced getting trolled by reflex skills, whether it's physical, magic, whatever. She has magic reflex built in. Nice. So I'll give her a solid A+ on her counter moves. Okay, main job skills. This is our first Kodadama wielder main job unit. What is that bringing? Well, she has 100% hit attack right here, decent range on it, and cheap at 16 AP. She also has move jump +1. We've seen that buff cast all the time. Now we get to the core of her. This skill, her magic shield, is insane, you guys. So, first of all, a 50% magic shield is great on its own when you're playing against mages, right? Just ask Rain, just ask any unit with a shield. Hers is even better. It also gives her shell for 3 turns, which is a 25% additional cut to magic damage, and it gives her HP regen 10% for 3 turns. So, as she moves forward, as she engages those mages, not only does she have her shield, she has shell, and whatever they hit her for, she'll start regening back. Oh my goodness, that skill is phenomenal. Then she has this like shotgun based AoE attack that does 220% damage. That's going to hit really hard. She has a buff. It's a buff centered on herself that, she can buff her group with as well. Magic attack up 25 and spirit pin +20 for just herself. This is a lot like what Dwayne's atonement buff is, where he buffs the group's slash attack and his own defense pin. This is the magic version of that from Kodadama wielder. More has that. This will be a good way of controlling her early turns. If you don't want her stepping forward, you can maybe have her cast this buff instead. Then check out her job level 25 move. This is I don't think you even think about taking her to 120 ultimately if you get her, because this move is so good. So a 200% damage modifier hits in a rectangle based AoE at range 3 that extends to range 4 based on the AoE. It does 200% damage, area and range height 1. It decreases the unit's magic by 39% for 3 turns. So as she closes the gap on those mages, boom, she nukes them with an anti-magic debuff. So good that also has a 25% chance of inflicting silence. So she's going to be a high faith unit anyway, which will boost that chance. She's going to be hitting high faith units with this, that'll boost that chance. So that's cool. She has a cool ability here. Think about Yuna getting tagged by this. Oh, Yuna, no more heals and spells. What are you going to do, go bonk people with your Prunus Lamina? Not going to be great. So this is a fantastic move. Fantastic. How about sub-jobs? Kodadama wielder sub-job, not a lot going on here. She has the stun attack, which isn't bad. Okay. Red mage sub-job, you could run this if you wanted her having Cura, which for a fight 2 in Guild Wars, top off your team if you're not bringing another support. She also has Esuna to remove status effects. And she has Jamming Thrust, but I don't think you want to run Jamming Thrust on her because it's not as good as her other skills, and it has a huge range. So I'd rather her put her shield up on the first turn than move into range and start Jamming Thrusting people. Honestly, I'd rather her do almost any of her other skills than Jamming Thrust, and I like Jamming Thrust. But this does cancel ability activation, so there might be situations where you want this. Keep it in mind, she has it in her kit. Cleric is an interesting one here because she has access to the light and dark resist buffs. So if you need something, if you're specifically running against mono dark teams or mono light teams, she does have access to buffs against their damage. Okay, that's pretty cool. Then her limit break down here at the bottom. What's this do? Decreases water resist onto targets. Big AoE, right? by 38% and does 200% damage. This is going to be particularly very nice in a mono water team or a mixed team with like 2 water units. Maybe you're running Titus more Yuna. Titus is really going to like the enemy, getting that water resistance debuffed. He's going to do more damage. That'll be really good. This is a good ability. Okay, so that's her skills. Real quick, you see on the bottom right here how this is made with love by Bismarck? You guys, warwithvisionscalc.com, the site I'm using for this, is amazing. I'm going to shout it out as many times as I remember. Bismarck and his people do a phenomenal job. Consider going to the site and becoming a Patreon for them. Let's go to the last part of this video, the should you poll part. Oh my gosh, quick addition, something I almost left out of the video on accident. Don't sleep on Mont's TMR. This is an accessory with 10 spirit, 328 HP, and 12 crit avoid. Those aren't bad stats on an accessory, but check out the skill on this. This is a buff you can cast from range on a small AoE that increases spirit by 15 for 3 turns for the allies, nullifies sleep, slow, and berserk for allies. Now, I don't see a 4x amount of turns number on here. I'm assuming it's 3. It might just be for the whole fight. I don't know. And it increases faith by 6 for herself. So she can boost her faith to 100 with this, right? Or whoever uses it can. And give 15 spirit, make you more tanky against magic, and nullify sleep, slow, and most importantly, berserk. Hey, y'all know about berserk. You've seen King Mont walk up with his dad, spirit bomb the whole group, your whole team's berserk, and you auto lose. Not anymore. This TMR can nullify that. Great. Great. All right. Let's go on to the rest. Okay. Now it's time for the should you pull checklist, where I'm going to give you 3 things you should consider before you think about pulling for more. Number 1 is the most obvious one. Do you have a bunch of Visior, and are you saving it for something else? You guys, there seem to be signs that maybe things are getting accelerated in global, which might mean Final Fantasy VII is closer than a lot of us originally predicted. So if you don't have like north of 50k Viz, and you're saving for a Final Fantasy VII unit, you might stay strong here, right? Remember, I preach the hashtag stay strong. If you're not sitting pretty and you're waiting on that Final Fantasy VII stuff, more is going to be in the game forever now. You can go get her whenever you want later. You can UOC her at some point, whatever. If you need to stay strong, stay strong. But if you're good on Viz, check that first box. Box number 2 to think about. Do you personally want to be involved in removing Black Rose Helena, King Mont, and Yuna from the meta as like the Omega Ultimate Super Team? If you want to be involved in killing those people off, More's your girl. She will be great against that squad in particular. She's great against all mages and fire units. Rain, good luck, Rain. So if you want to like participate in beating down some Black Rose Helena, here's your girl. Here's your girl. She's going to be great. Water is a strong element anyway, so sign up for that if you want to. Then the third box. This is a box that I think is important and understated a lot of times. Do you think she's super cool and you don't care about all the rest of that stuff and you just want her? Go for it. Check that box. This is a video game, y'all. If this is the girl that you want to have fun with, if you like the aesthetic of her, which is pretty nice, go for it. Play the game how you want, and those are my 3 things to consider when you think, should you pull this unit? I will be going for more, obviously, right? Like, I gotta cover her. I really want to check that second box where I break this meta into pieces. I'm really excited about the current meta in global shifting as fast as it has. So, let's see what happens, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.